Welcome back to Blockchain Pill. My name is Alex and welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to have a look at what's been happening on the Internet Computer Protocol and from whales that keep accumulating ICP, and not just accumulating ICP, they're staking it inside the NNS for various amounts of times, to some general updates that DFINITY and Caffeine AI have posted on their X profiles, all the way to one of the most hated ICP ecosystem developers who just received the cease and desist letter from the DFINITY Foundation. One thing that I love in crypto is that every single day something is happening and every single day opportunity arises. So with this intro out of the way, let's have a look at the news. First of all, we can see that the ICP supply held by whales increased by an additional 271,000 ICP overnight. Shout out to Fabio for keeping track of the ICP whales. And he posted this a few days ago when he looked at the chart on IC Terminal, and we can see an actual breakout in this chart, and the whales are accumulating like there is no tomorrow. And they're not only accumulating ICP, most of the ICP that has been accumulated by those whales goes straight into staking inside the NNS. And we can look at the ICP dashboard here. A small but noticeable increase here. All of a sudden it's been down and down and down and down and down, and the amount staked, was slowly going down, and now we can see maybe this is the beginning of a reversal, and we're going to see more people accumulating and staking ICP for the long term, which really speaks about the confidence that people have in the project and in the vision that DFINITY has for the Internet Computer Protocol, and this is always a good sign. Now, moving on, DFINITY released the September monthly roundup, and they say last month was busy. Here's a short recap just in case you somehow missed any of it. It starts with Dominic Williams talking to CBS News and CoinDesk, and we have some great quotes from Dominic. One of them is this: "This could be the first time Web3 outcompetes Web2 technologically." And the article was about ICP, but mostly about Caffeine AI and the revolution that Caffeine AI is going to bring both to crypto and outside of crypto. Later in the recap, Dominic Williams was at CV Summit and he did a presentation on democratizing app creation. Afterwards, we have Oizy Wallet launches their own AI assistant with privacy-first design. Multi-chain swaps are now live on Oizy, tradable across 100 plus dexes. Caffeine AI storage unlocks real-world apps. And finally, global expansion, Pescara Meetup winner presents at European Research Night. And if you haven't watched the roundup, I do recommend you go watch. It's not that long, it's 2.5 minutes long, but it's packed with everything that's been happening inside the ICP ecosystem over the month of September. Definitely give it a watch, give it a like, give it a share if you haven't already. Moving on, DFINITY continues the Project Spotlight series, and this time we're having a look at Omnity, which is a decentralized execution layer for Bitcoin DeFi. It enables open and composable smart contracts to deal with Bitcoin assets directly without relying on bridging, asset wrapping, or non-Bitcoin wallets. And this is something that I personally like. DFINITY giving shout out to projects building either on ICP or by leveraging some of the ICP tech stack to be able to have the projects that they have. And this has been an ongoing thing. If you're a developer, if you want to build a project, DFINITY is going to be there to help you both on the marketing side and as well as the funding side with a DFINITY developer grant and various other ways of funding your project. Moving on to Caffeine AI, on October 20th, 2025, Caffeine AI is going to be present at Tech Week, and they say get hands-on with Caffeine AI at San Francisco Tech Week, secure your spot. And you go to this link here to Partyful and you can register for this event. And speaking of Caffeine AI, I did a podcast with Dexter, who's one of the top ecosystem voices when it comes to Caffeine AI. He's really taken this role seriously of being one of the main people that build with Caffeine AI. What I think is even more important, he's not just building with Caffeine AI, he's actually trying to help everybody else who is building using Caffeine AI. And he acts like the unofficial customer support for Caffeine. So if you haven't watched this podcast already, make sure you watch it. The link is going to be here in the corner. Make sure to give it a watch, and also make sure you follow Dexter on his socials on X. This is the quickest way to get in touch with him, is going to be here by messaging him directly. And finally, it wouldn't be a Blockchain Pill episode if we didn't have any type of drama. And I feel like the drama counter has been getting, a little bit overdue. We had too many days without drama. And the latest one comes from this guy here, James Beadle, who's one of the most infamous developers inside the ICP ecosystem. And he's known for being super toxic and super negative towards DFINITY. And let me just give you a brief summary of who he is and what he built. A couple of years ago, he raised over $1 million to develop a fantasy football game on ICP. He did raise the money, but he doesn't have a lot to show for it. The project lasted for about 1 to 2 years until the money ran out, and now the token is pretty much dead. He's been fairly toxic to DFINITY and to Don specifically, which is, a weird thing to do in my opinion. And now comes the big thing. He received a cease and desist letter from DFINITY where they told him, listen, stop talking shit about us or you're gonna get in trouble. And the first thing he does is he, posts about it on X, and he says that he is not gonna stop at all. And listen, it really goes to show that, some people are given opportunity after opportunity and they somehow still mess it up. You had the chance to build the app of your dreams. You thought you were the man, but you weren't. Listen, you failed. I can 100% understand the stress you are under. You fumbled one of the biggest opportunities of your life. You could have built one of the top apps on the Internet Computer Protocol, but instead you failed, and after you failed, you started attacking DFINITY and started attacking Dominic, and everybody defending this guy is doing him more harm than good. In order to get out of this and to start moving on, you need to own up to your mistakes, make a message to your investors, tell them that you're sorry that you wasted the money and you have nothing to show for it. Get yourself back on your feet. Listen, yeah, this project failed. I thought I was more prepared than I actually was. I failed, it's my bad. I'm sorry, but trying to deflect the fault from yourself and trying to be aggressive and attacking DFINITY, try to put your failure on DFINITY, I think that's the wrong thing. And listen, I would personally not play with this. Get your life together. Really, there's no reason to try to make it worse for yourself. And I'm telling you this, not as a friend because we're not friends. I'm just telling it to you as somebody who can see a man struggling right now and being at the bottom. Try to have some responsibility and try to own up to your mistakes and lift yourself up, start building your life back again, because you're only gonna go down and down from here if you continue on this path. Cool. So that's what's been happening inside the ICP ecosystem. It's been a good start of the week. A lot of things have happened. I would be worried if nothing would happen. That would be a warning sign to me. But as long as we have events happening, news coming up, people building cool stuff, and even drama, that to me is the sign of a healthy ecosystem. And with that, we're done with this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.